How many people who are unhoused that you meet have no teeth at all? They don't have teeth. Why? Because meth rots your teeth. There needs to be comprehensive health care provided to people.
Some of these people are choosing to live on the street because they don't want to abide by the laws. They don't want you telling them what to do. They want to be off the grid. They want to get high, and they want to be zombies. They don't want to have to abide by anybody's rules. Karen Bass, Ashy Ash. We got to talk about her because she's the most idiotic person that's a mayor of any city that I know of. Maybe I can go back to the evaluation table and decide, but she is the most nonsensical, idiotic leader of any city that I've ever heard in my life. Why is it? Well, let me show you a clip and you tell me, does this make any sense whatsoever? But before we get to the clip, we have Nick Shirley's mom making a comment about giving teeth to meth heads as taxpayer dollars or to fund that. Let me just say this before she get on here. It does not make any sense for hardworking Americans to bust their ashy elbows to make revenue. The government takes an exorbitant amount of taxes, and then you want to give it to people who are making the willful decision to rot their teeth by using drugs. I don't understand that. But then you have people that may have some type of illness, people that may have been mistreated as children, the family not making sure they get dental care, and then they lose teeth or they have some type of dental adversity. But the government ain't gonna help you. The government gonna let your teeth fall out and rot and let you get cancer and all kind of other stuff. But they're gonna help the meth head and somebody that's using fentanyl. And they're gonna give them brand new veneers, and that fentanyl gonna wear the veneers down. And all with your money. Let's play the clip from Miss Shirley. Roll it.
The mayor of Los Angeles, California, yesterday gave us all a little dental hygiene lesson. She told us all that if you use meth, your teeth are going to rot out of your head. Then she said there's a lot of people in Los Angeles that don't have teeth. They don't have teeth because they use meth and their teeth rotted out of their head. And without teeth, you cannot succeed in life. She said, we need to get these people new teeth so that they can have a chance in life, so that these meth heads can succeed in life. And Karen Bass, who's going to pay for the teeth for the meth heads? Well, the taxpayers are going to pay for the teeth for the meth heads. I know a lot of people who never use meth who would like to get new teeth, but they can't because it is so dang expensive to go to the dentist and to get new teeth. But Karen Bass would just say, yeah, no problem, the tax.
Perfect. People are gonna get mad and go, hey, she don't know what she's talking about. Karen Bass didn't say that. All right, come on, pull it up. Come on, I got the evidence. Come on. Run it up. Here's Karen Bass. Roll the clip.
How many people who are unhoused that you meet have no teeth at all? They don't have teeth.
We'll start the clip over. Unhoused is the craziest term I've heard. Why do y'all change the terminology? Can't you see that this is trickery? Can't you see that these people are manipulating your mind so they can then thrust you into foolery? They're homeless people. They're drug addicts. Meth addicts. Quit saying unhoused. What does unhoused mean? Some of these people are choosing to live on the street because they don't want to abide by the laws. They don't want you telling them what to do. They want to be off the grid. They want to get high, and they want to be zombies. They don't want to have to abide by anybody's rules. Quit acting like the person that has come upon hard times, a person that may not have anywhere to live, is the same as a meth head on a corner blowing drugs all day. But they want to use terminology to trick your mind so they can push all these crazy policies on you. Finish the clip.
How many people who are unhoused that you meet have no teeth at all? They don't have teeth. Why? Because meth rots your teeth. You can't succeed without teeth. So there needs to be comprehensive health care provided to people.
Like, am I tripping, bro? We're gonna get to the alien thing because it's coming up in my mind. It all comes together, and you'll see why I'm saying that. But I don't understand how grown adults listen to this woman and they don't feel like, I'm not a violent person, but proverbially, they don't feel like slapping her in their mind. Because when you say meth rots your teeth, how are people gonna survive without good teeth? That's why we need better health care. Wait a minute. How about you not use meth? And then we don't have to worry about your teeth. Like, she's acting like the teeth are the problem, not the person using the meth intentionally. All right, we got another clip of her doing another interview. Roll it.
Also on homelessness, at the pantry earlier this week, you were talking about comprehensive health care for the unhoused. And you talked about how many of the unhoused, because of their meth use, lose their teeth.
That's right.
Who would pay for the dental care for the unhoused?
When I say comprehensive health care, it's actually what people can get from Medi-Cal. The problem is that the linkage isn't made with the people and the services.
So
and
that would be
that system,
taxpayers?
well, we already pay for it. It's already paid for. It's the linkage that hasn't happened.
The reaction to that, though, was, why isn't the mayor doing more to address the meth use in the first place? What are you doing to address the drug use so we don't have to pay for dental care?
And let me just 100%. Let me just tell you that when I came in, we started, even though it is not the city's role to provide health care, it is the county. That was not enough for me. I said we have to provide it ourselves. So we took lawsuit money from tobacco and we established contracts with drug-related organizations, substance abuse organizations.
Time out.
And so
Time out. Why? I do not understand the logic here. Why do you think it's important to utilize that money to do this for crackheads and meth heads that made the decision? And if they were the only people in the society that are struggling, I'd say, yeah, that makes sense. But there's everyday Americans who are working hard every day, taking care of their families, and they're struggling. And you could utilize that money for people who are actually adding value to society. Handle and deal with those people first, and then you can get to the meth heads and crackheads who don't want to do anything with their lives. And some of them may want to do things in their lives, but it's not our fault that they decided to hit that crack cocaine. And I don't like to hear people act like it's an illness. There's never a point in my life where I thought, I'm gonna go smoke crack. Why? Because I see crackheads on the side of the road, and I'm like, that's what happened to you when you smoke crack. So why would I go? And I'm having a hard time in life. I don't want to look like that. And so I don't smoke crack. And I don't do fentanyl. It's really that simple. And I would argue 90% of people in society aren't doing crack and fentanyl. Why don't we help people? Here's the mathematical equation that I think makes a lot of sense. And if I was running or I had full control over these cities, this is the way I would apply. People that are not contributing to society in a meaningful way, you get resources last or not at all. The people who are in that middle ground, where they're trying their best to contribute to society, but they just need a little bit of help, that person takes precedent and priority. So therefore, the single mom who has 2 kids that's working every day, and she's barely making it because childcare costs a little too much, that person, to me, should get more help than the person that's smoking crack on the side of the road, that's going to just smoke up the resources. I don't know how this is not like common sense.